Here on my Minecraft server, the Ace SMP, we have something that separates us from other servers. Stars that grant strength in certain areas, lore covering the backstory, and so much more. This all happened after my teammate Lightning found one of the stars, the Star of Life. Ever since, he searched for more stars, and after going back to where he found the stars, he found journals near where each star was found, along with a gear set locked behind bars. The video here starts when I gathered the people who were online to read these journals in hopes to understand the star's power, and to understand where they came from. Let us begin.
Okay, they figured out how to harness it. The Star of Jump courses through the veins of their chosen dragons, allowing them to crash down upon enemies from the clouds. If they create an army that rains from the sky like a storm, no walls will be high enough to keep them out. The High Warden has claimed the star. He doesn't even use the staircases anymore. He simply launches himself from the courtyard to the highest spires in a single bound. He's rallying sleeping monsters for the coming war. I pray the other kingdoms don't have artifacts like the war. What? Like? And I just stopped. Okay. I'm gonna guess it says, I pray the other kingdoms don't have artifacts like this.
Yeah.
The
This
war
is-
has begun. The war has begun. I sit in this towering cell, listening to the crushing thuds of men. Okay. Landing from impossible heights, the Sky Scouts leap from the mountain peak to mountain peak, bringing back tales of airborne victories. Let's hope the true chaos stays far below us. Because our scouts bound across the kingdoms unobstructed by the terrain, rumors travel swiftly. They bring word of the other stars that fell across the land. I must record what I have heard about my fear causes me to lose my grip. The Star of Life, a twisted form of immortality. Star of Punch, defies physics to send enemies flying. Star of Attack Speed, arms become a weightless flurry of strikes. Star of Speed, turns men into a blur of frantic velocity. Star of Builders, the world bends to the architect's will. Star of the Guardian, grants armor rivaling the toughest beasts. But the scouts whisper of one that makes even the highest flyers plummet in fear. The Star of Death. The star grants apocalyptic power. They say it was not fallen from the sky, but dragged from the underworld itself. It is the ultimate destroyer. It should have been buried, but the greed of men knows no bounds. Tomorrow they force the flight into me. The warden has lost his mind to the sky. He cannot stop leaping, obsessed with stars, leaving craters with every land. I fear the other leaders suffer similar fates with their own stars. The warden is sealed into a floating coliseum, trapped in a cycle of launching and crashing, waiting for a challenge. If you're reading this, you leaped high enough to reach me. Congratulations, but heed my final words. Do not let the sky consume you. Use this power to rise above evil, not to crush the weak. Do not bring the stars together. The force will shatter, and space. Keep your feet on the ground. Farewell, and may you find a safe place to land. Mic drop.
Don't
Alright.
we already have 3 stars?
Yeah, I have the third one.
Thanks.
Do you think that the
I will put
bosses
that in
had a
my-
leader?
See ya.
The boss is the leader.
No,
Uh,
the bosses have a higher ruler. I think it might be the Star of Death.
Okay, hold on. So, these characters, they... Okay, from what I was told, from what you told me about them, they have really dark pasts, and like, this is, like, they're really...
This is their past.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like the name of these stars, they're scaring me.
Star.
If someone
well, to
gets
be
their
fair,
hands on the last star, that's gonna be horrifying. You better get your hands on it before anybody else.
that's our plan.
That's our plan, yeah.
Good.
The plan is to get to claim the Star of Death.
I think the best
destroy it.
option we had would be
Right,
sharing
Storm?
Good.
stars among the people.
Yes.
Our
that
star.
did-
Our
that
plan
Hold on,
is to
Curly,
destroy
what?
The final star. So
Curly, what?
we'll
Why-
keep the
why
other
does-
ones because they're just. We'll keep
Why don't
the
you
other
just make a
stars.
vault? Why Why
That
don't we
was
just
my.
make a vault and put all the
That
stars
was
in
our
it?
own.
That's a
that was
bad
our
idea.
original
Do
thought.
not make a vault and put all of them together. Make separate vaults for each one. If you
Yeah,
bring
All
the
our
stars
plans
together,
make
that
separate
will.
vaults for each of them. But for
We
the
can make
Star
the
of
vault.
Death, it might be better to avoid it
Crowley, what'd you say?
because it was
Well-
made from hell. It was made
Hold on,
from
hold on.
hell.
Can I talk to you, Lightning? Over there.
Go.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Give
What?
me a second.
I
gotta
think
turn down
that's
my
actually we
radius
should
for how
we
far
should
they can hear me.
is share the stars among people that fit them the most.
That is my plan. My goal is to get attack speed, as I always think that the faster I can attack, the better I is. I always like fast attack speed, and it kind of just matches my vibe.
I always tend to be a passive adventure build.
You what?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm a builder and archer pretty much.
I was gonna say what stars that exist, from the stars that we know exist. We want the best builder on the server to have the Star of the Builders. I don't know how good you build. I know Knight is a builder, so it's probably one of you two.
That's all what I build.
Spider loves jump boost, so he has the Star of Jump. AK loves speed, he has the Star of Speed. I like damage, and I
That's
just
all
like
build.
I,
So,
I'm a big fan of DPS. So any damage enhancing type things I love.
You saw what I built, Storm.
That is true. But I don't know.
And I'm a pacifist. I'm not gonna attack anyone.
Bro, what is going on over there? What the- Oh, he's giving her the Star of Life. Yeah. Shroom definitely seems like the person to get life.
What fields are you making over there?
And for
Bring
Guardian,
out the stars.
Oh,
I don't know who would fit Guardian the most, but
so
we'll see.
what stars are there? Didn't quite catch that.
There's the Star of Life, the Star of Death, the Star of the Guardian, Star of the Builder, Star of Jump, Attack Speed, Regular Speed, Punch. Oh, and that's it. For now.
If someone gets a Star of Death, it literally makes that player a literal juggernaut.
Who? What?
If someone was able to get the Star of Death, they become a juggernaut.
Let me put this into perspective of how strong the Star of Death is. If you just have the Star of Death in your offhand, and you punch somebody with your fist, that is the equivalent of hitting him with an unenchanted netherite sword.
It gives you strength for it.
What I'm
You can
thinking,
copy those.
we have a star
There's
of death
a-
and
that's
a
in
star of
vanilla.
life. Wouldn't they like pretty much cancel each other out?
You can only copy it 8 times.
What'd you say, Crowley?
We have a star of death and a star of life. Wouldn't they cancel each other out?
That's why the Star of Life is the only counter to the Star of Death.
There's
We
two.
can't have them together.
There is two counters to the Star of Death. The Star of Life
It's Star of
and
Life,
the Star of the
Star of
Guardians.
Guardian and Star of Life. are two
The
things
Guardian
that
gives
have
you extra armor. I think it's +8, +10, something like that. Okay, guys, it's
I
story
don't trust myself.
story time part 2.
You're gonna have to give it back.
The pacing is relentless. They never let us rest, always marching, always pushing us faster. But to what end? Breaking men into mindless, sprinting warriors will not win a war. Why are they doing this? They took my cellmate for the Swift trials yesterday. It returned in a blur of frantic, twitching violence. They keep forcing this energy into people, discarding the ones whose hearts give out from the sheer velocity. Do they not see how fast we are rushing towards our own ruin? My trial is next week. My legs are already weak from the quarry. I cannot run the way they want me to. I've tried to slip the lock a dozen times, but the guards are too quick. I just want to rest. I'm hiding this journal beneath my loose floorboard in my cell. I can only hope a warrior strong enough to catch these blurs comes along and ends this madness. The heavens tore open, streaks of blinding light ripping through the night. pure energy crashing into the earth. That's screaming, but I'm not doing that right now. The sky is quiet now, but the ground vibrates with frantic energy. They say artifacts fell from the heavens, stars of immense power. If the kingdoms manage to forge weapons from these, the world will tear itself apart in the blink of an eye. I think I already read that page, actually. Wind struck in the central courtyard. Ever since, the wind hasn't stopped howling through the prison bars. The dust swirls constantly, and the guards move impossibly fast. The Star of Speed is a terrifying thing to witness. They've figured out how to harness the Star of Speed. Oh my gosh, sorry.
Not part 2.
He's kill-
This is not part.
Are you
They figured out how to
Play
harness it.
Eclipse.
Oh.
Eclipse.
Okay, I'm killing him.
my boat, bro.
They've figured out how to harness it. The Star of Speed courses through the veins of the chosen warriors, making them practically invisible to the naked eye. If they create an army that moves like the wind itself, no one will be able to strike them down. The Warden has claimed the star. He doesn't even walk in the corridors anymore. He simply arrives in the gust of displaced air. He is rallying his
Ew.
fastest monsters for the coming war. I pray the other kingdoms don't have artifacts like this. The war has begun. I sit in this vibrating cell, listening to the sonic booms in the distance. The scouts returned before they even seemed to leave, babbling of swift victories. Let's hope the chaos stays far from here. Because our scouts are so fast, rumors travel even faster. They bring word of the other stars that fell across the kingdoms. I must record what I have heard before my thoughts race away from me. The Star of Life keeps the holder from withering away, a twisted form of immortality. Star of Punch. Laws of physics defied at the touch of the star. Star of Attack Speed. The holder's arms become a weightless flurry of strikes.
This is not part 2. This is literally just again.
Star of Jump. A strange upward gravity pulls the holder skyward. Star of the Builders. Tools feel light as a feather, and the world bends to the architect's will. Star of the Guardians. Grants natural armor that rivals the toughest of armor. But the scouts have whisper of one that makes even the Warden freeze in fear. The Star of Death. The star grants unimaginable power. Unlike the others, they say this one did not fall from the sky, but was dragged up from the underworld itself. It is the ultimate destroyer in combat. It should have been buried forever, but the greed of men knows no bounds. Tomorrow is the day they force the speed into me. The Warden has lost his mind to the flying boats, dude. They get me. The Warden has lost his mind to the velocity. He couldn't stop moving, couldn't stop destroying his own fortress in his frenzied state. I assume the other kingdoms' leaders are suffering similar fates with their own stars. They had to seal the Warden away in an ancient Colosseum, trapped in an endless sprint, waiting for someone foolish enough to try and strike him down. If you are reading this, you must have been fast enough to catch him. Congratulations, but heed my final words. The sheer force
What was it?
Sheer force.
The sheer force of it will shatter time and space. And if it... Yo, I'm missing a page.
And that wasn't part 2.
Whatever... Slow down, I think. Whatever you do, do not bring the stars together. The sheer force of it will shatter time and space. And if it doesn't, whatever you forge will. Slow down, take a breath, and listen to these warnings. Farewell, future one. May your life be peaceful, and may you always find time to rest.
Storm.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Just storm. And lightning.
Turn
Okay,
your voice
so-
distance down to
so,
4.
So, yeah, I did. What I was told by lightning, I
Mhm.
don't know if you know. Well, he
Where
told
my
me that you
carrots
told him, but I don't trust Eclipse.
What about him?
It's just something. It's something off about him. I just do not trust him. It makes me feel like
Bro,
off.
that's why we're enemies.
Lightning.
We're having
What?
a talk.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to say sorry to Lightning for drawing those boats. I know you got annoyed at it.
I thought it was fun. Oh, he can't hear me. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, you guys could also just make a normal group. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a normal group, you guys join, and then no one else can hear you inside of it.
5.
Sorry
You
for
got
doing
annoyed
that.
at me.
Alright, I
I'm
messaged
sorry
her.
if I'm pretty annoying sometimes.
So I don't
Oh, fine.
I don't want to be rude for certain people. You know, they tend to
Clips
look
is-
annoying.
A bit.
Honestly, yeah,
oblivious
I don't know why
to
some people
everything.
don't like me.
He's obsessed
What
with
did I
power.
do, bruh?
He is obsessed with power.
I have a special place to start that, though.
Where's that?
The end.
Yes, that's perfect. Nobody can get to it as long as you
At the
two know
world
where the
border.
portal is.
At the world border.
Now, Lightning, I have something. I have something to say.
Yeah, what's up?
I'll hide the Star of Death, because what you've been currently on a power friend. What's it called? A power hunger. How do I say this? Training.
my
You've been
God.
training a lot. You've been trying to become as very strong. You've been trying to beat me consistently. The Star of Death, I think, in the hands of somebody with a mindset like you, probably isn't the smartest of ideas.
If I'm being honest, the only reason why I wanted Star of Life so much was to counter Star of Death.
Okay, I have to go, but I will be on later tonight.
Okay. Well, we got answers. Who is our enemy? Or I guess, what is our enemy? How to stop it? And we read the lore. We learned the past. We learned how, when, why. Well, maybe not when. But what exactly happened when these stars fell from the sky. We learned so much. However, at the end, there was a warning. My only question is, for the world, will you take heed to this warning?